here with Justine, aka Juju, from Love After Lockup. She was in Love During Lockup, and then they're about to be in Life After Lockup. Right, correct.
Correct.
As
Yes.
well. So first things first, a lot of people want to know. I have looked at Twitter every time like an episode airs, and like I've caught a couple times you and Michael have gone live, like in the comments and stuff. So, what is married life like? How is married life going right now?
Married life is amazing.
Yeah.
I found a great man. I'm one of the lucky ones. You know, um, as you know, if you've been watching the show, this wasn't my first marriage.
Mhm.
So, I wasn't really reluctant to get married again, which you probably think a person would if they've been divorced. But Mike is amazing, and he truly makes me happy. I feel like a better woman, being with him. So married life has been amazing.
I will say, on the outside looking in, comparing your guys' relationship to the other couples on the show, he seems the most put together, if I'm being honest, and like the most like genuinely caring for you, because the time, I think the episode where you got into it with his mom and he kind
Yeah.
of waited until you guys got home to speak with you about it, and was very respectful. I was like,
Yeah.
look at him being mature, like
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I kind of lost my shit that day. When it comes to the kids, especially my daughter in particular, her and I have been together since the very beginning. I had her at 17. I've raised her on my own. So, I do get defensive when anybody, tends to say anything about her. I just go into that mama bear mode, and, I have really no regrets about that though.
Can I ask, what is your sign? When's your birthday?
I'm a Cancer. I'm July 4th.
Okay. So it's either a Gemini or a Cancer. I'm a Gemini. So I was like, she's either a
Oh,
Gemini or a Cancer. So yes, that
yeah.
was, right. But I guess a lot of people wonder when watching this show. We know it's a TV show. We know some things are going to be, exaggerated or whatever. But
Right.
you said that his mom introduced you to him. But in the
Correct.
time of talking to him, how did you know that it was real? Because a lot of people, when they get into relationships or they think with an inmate, they're like, well, how do I know he's not just using me and stuff like that? What
Right.
was the moment that you knew it was like real, like for real?
Um, let's see. Mike and I, we were emailing and talking on the phone for about a month before I decided I wanted to take the trip out to Pennsylvania to meet him. And when I met him that first time, I think it was just the way he looked at me when he walked out. He had never seen a picture of me. It was pretty much a blind date when he walked out. And when he looked at me, I just knew there was something special there. There was a spark. There was just something that I've never felt with anybody else before. And it intrigued me, and plus I've always had a thing for like bad boys, and I felt like, okay, this is my height of the bad boy right here. So,
Yeah.
so let me go really see what he's about. But a couple weeks after that is when he asked me to marry him. And again, in his eyes, I could tell that there was something there, and I could tell that he was being honest and sincere. And I knew that my feelings matched. So, I just jumped in, and here we are.
Yeah. And the last season, when you guys did get married, there was like a cap, I guess, of people that could attend or whatever.
Right.
Are you
Yes.
guys planning on doing like a traditional, regular outside wedding or what?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
We are planning to do a big, big, big wedding, everything that I've ever dreamed of. You know, um, Being a mom really young, I've had to sacrifice a lot, as you could probably imagine. So now I feel like it's finally my time to, really celebrate myself as a woman and as a married woman. And, he really supports me in that. So it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be
Yeah.
everything I ever wanted.
Girl, after seeing the chain and then the car, I was like, okay, they gonna have to do a special on this wedding.
Yes,
When it finally
definitely.
comes.
We're gonna need our own show for that one.
A lot of people I see they comment about like, how do the blended family, how does that work? How do the kids get along? Are they all cool? Is it like similar age ranges or what?
Our children, right now, there's 7 of them, and they range from my daughter, who's gonna be 18 in 2 weeks, to our 5-year-old.
Mhm.
So Mike has 4 children. I have 3. And while he was gone, I took those 3 years as an opportunity to really hone in and get to know his children as well as I could, whether it was, phone calls, I showed up on holidays. If there was something going on for school, I always made sure like I kind of called and made myself, a part of it. And they really responded well to that. So every time I went to Rhode Island, I would take them out. We would do activities. So the kids really got to know each other. It was actually Mike who had to kind of step into our dynamic when he came home. Yeah. Because we had built a relationship, and it's actually very, very good. Mike's son, he's 13. He lives with us now. And this is my first time being a stepmom. And I was like a little nervous to how it was gonna be like on a day-to-day basis, but I'm like blowing this shit out the water. Like I'm doing great with it. I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. And Michael Jr., he's really like responding to me well, and we're building something really good.
Now, I have to ask, because we saw how you got into mama bear mode with that whole situation. Has his mom's, I guess, opinion changed after seeing you with the kids, or is she still very like?
See, this is the thing. Like, I feel like his mom and I, we have kids that are a similar age. She has a younger son who's 18, and my daughter, she's going to be 18. So that's really where we bonded. And that's where our friendship kind of started, about talking about our kids that we have similar ages. But she is an older parent than I am. So we're going to do things differently. You know what I mean? I believe in my daughter having self-expression and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Maybe that's different from what she does and how she parents. Neither are wrong. We're just different. But when it comes to her grandkids and me having my hand in the pot of raising them, I think she trusts me very much. She's just more of a traditional type mom, where you don't do tattoos and you don't do eyebrows. And I think a lot of it has to do with her culture and stuff like that. She's from a different time than I am. You know what I mean? But on that, we just have to agree to disagree. But when she sees me with her grandchildren, she knows that I would do anything under the sun for those children. Yeah.
That's how you promote, was it his sister's podcast on your Instagram? So I'm assuming that you guys have rebuild.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's water under the bridge. You know what I mean? And I think on the day that all happened, that was the second day Michael was home. So there's emotions coming from everywhere. There's a lot of good women in his life that love him so much. And we're all trying to like get that little bit, you know what I mean? And that was the first time they seen him as a married man, and with me and my children with him, and like the whole thing. I think it was a big pill for everybody to swallow. You know what I mean? That was the first time I ever really seen him with his kids and being a father and stuff like that. So I think it was just a lot of emotions and, a lot of things going on, but that's water under the bridge. We're family. We go through it, and it's how we come out on the other side.
For real. I do got to ask, because I was watching it and I was like, I don't know if I'm missing something. But I remember like when his manager showed up, then you were kind of like, you expressed that like, this is a family day. Like you're kind of annoyed. And then obviously when you met with him and he was like, you got to take the ring off, anybody would be hot about that. Like, no, like keep the ring off.
Definitely not going to happen.
Was there any like previous, was there any issue with Moka? Cause I feel like as a viewer, you're like, why did you not like Moka? Like, like his family was like really cool with him. Like, was it it's the wrong day? Was it the moment?
Yes.
Or what was it?
Yes. I like, what it was that I was planning that moment for him, and the kids had not seen him. Something that the viewers obviously didn't get to see is, when Michael and I had went to that hotel that night he came home, his family was in that hotel also, but they weren't allowed to see him. Nobody seen Mike, so it was like they wanted to have that first moment that everyone got to see. They wanted it to be genuine. They wanted everyone to see what it really was like. So all those things were really hard. So there was like a lot of emotions. The kids, his children were in the hotel. They wanted to see their dad. They knew he was there. They knew he couldn't see him, and vice versa. And that was a lot on me too. So I'm thinking like, I'm having these feelings all night, you know what I mean? About the kids just a floor up, and how bad I wanted to see him. And I could only imagine if the roles were reversed. So when he sprung that whole Moka thing on me, I'm like, no, like the kids, like this is their time to jump in the bouncy house with you. This is their time to get back with you, and business needs to take a back seat for this moment. You know what I mean? That's where that was coming from. It really wasn't anything personally to do with Moka. I don't have an issue with Moka, but that was the first time that I ever met him. But I mean, again, that's, well, you're gonna have to wait and see in the next season where the relationship with Moka and I go. But that's really all that that was coming from. It was just a place of wanting the kids to be able to have their father solely to themselves.
Got you. Because I was watching it, I'm like, I don't know if I missed something or I don't know what, but it seemed like she just was not rocking with him. Like,
You know, I wasn't here for it. I wasn't here for it because I just wanted the kids to have that full moment to themselves. I knew how bad they missed their dad, and I was there on the outside. I seen the tears. I seen how hard it was for them. And the last thing I wanted them to feel like was, oh, my dad gets home and now we have to wait a second while he conducts his business and stuff. Like, I just didn't want that.
Got you. Well, I know y'all go live all the time and you share you guys' life together. I don't know if you ever like really look on Twitter, like while the show is happening, because that's where people are like,
trying not to, because I swear to God, Twitter is mean. Like they do not play. So sometimes I laugh at some things. I'm like, oh my God, like what the hell?
No, Twitter and TikTok will have you like want to fight somebody, like fly out and like.
They had me in a chokehold a couple times. I was like, yeah, I can't. I'm signing out.
So because of that, that's why I brought it up. You see, everybody is going to put their 2 cents in about what they think should have happened or whatever.
Yeah.
What is the most untrue or just crazy thing you've seen about yourself, your parenting, your relationship on social media from the show?
Okay, there's a few things that annoyed the shit out of me.
Okay.
One of the things I seen online was that I'm not Black. That pissed me off.
Yeah.
That really pissed me off. I get DMs all the time. So if you're really Black, which parent is the Black one? Well, I mean, y'all seen my mother. She was on the first episode with me. So y'all seen that. And you haven't seen my dad, so it must be my dad. I'm a mix, I'm mulatto. My dad's Black, my mom's white. And, I kind of took offense to that because it's like, we're in 2023. Mixes come in all different shades. Like I can tell by looking at you that you're some sort of a mix. You know what I mean? But whatever that is, like, that's a beautiful thing. Like, I don't understand why anyone should need to know my background. If I say I'm Black and white, I'm Black and white, So that kind of annoyed me, where I felt like I had to stand up for my race. That was kind of ridiculous. And another thing that kind of annoyed me was the scene where Michael came home for the first time and my son was there and he wanted my attention. And a lot of people started saying, oh, that's wrong. Her son kind of needs to grow up and he doesn't belong kind of doing that. He's going to have issues in the future if he keeps trying to like hold on to his mom like that. But what people don't know is that my son is on the spectrum and he has a lot of social anxiety and a lot of things that he does differently than maybe the average child. So as a viewer, you're seeing what you want to see. But here at home, I know that he's doing that because of the anxiety. He feels like he's going to lose me. He feels like, I'm his safe space. You know what I mean? And him and I have been through a lot. We only got diagnosed last year at the end of the last school year. And I've been fighting for a diagnosis with him and going through doctors and neurologists and therapy since he was in kindergarten. So we've had a long road and it's been hard for him. And being out here in the town that we're in, he is one of the only children in the school that is of color. So he really catches it hard for that. So, he's been bullied a lot. So I'm a very safe place for him. And I think that people need to really back up off the kids a little bit and have a little bit more understanding, because I'm a mom and I'm dealing with something here at home too. Like a lot of other women and a lot of other families, we're working through it and we're finding ways to cope, and we're finding ways that make it easier for him to learn in his way.
Yeah, because there's no handbook to this, so we're all just figuring it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I didn't know that he was on the spectrum before. I don't know if you shared that on the show, but did that
coming up?
Okay, did that make you at all like apprehensive about having him on the show around cameras, or?
Yes, it did, because he at times can be very impulsive, and you will see some of that. Some of the things that just come out of his mouth, but at the same time, it's like, this is my son and I'm proud of him and I love him. And there's no way I was going to hide him upstairs. Why my other 2 children, or even Mike's children, why we filmed and we have that experience. He's part of my life, and the world is just going to have to accept him because I love him.
Listen, if anything, this show shows you is just everyone's different way of life. Everyone's different way of dealing with situations. Now this season, I think we've had the most artists on the show, because obviously like Cam is an heiress. He's an artist, but so is Michael, Montana Millz.
Yeah.
But other than being in a relationship with someone who is an ex-inmate, what have you had to get used to, I guess, being with an artist? We obviously saw the Moka episode telling him to take his ring off and the image. Like, what are some things that you may not have been used to, like being with an artist?
Well, while Michael was in there, I was with Michael.
Uh-huh.
And and I was very aware that Montana is a part of Michael. But
Yeah.
now that he's home and the music is coming out and all these things are starting, the ball is really starting to roll. I'm seeing like full blown Montana. And, it's different to see people look at him like with that, oh my God thing. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, like they love my husband too. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I guess like watching his process, like I'll go to the studio with him and, I'll see where the song starts. And like, he just dropped the song last Friday. And it's already doing amazing. So just to see the whole process and how hard he's been working, it's so good. I love it. I love being there. I love supporting him. And, he deserves it more than anybody that I can think of, just after everything he's been through and, struggled with during that time that he was there.
Have you had to deal with groupies? Have they?
I mean, personally, I haven't yet, but it's like, I know that they're coming. Like, I know that it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Especially like he's super talented. He's super fucking hot. Like, I know that they're coming, but you know what? Like, I'm super confident. I know what Michael and I have. I know what we've built. I know what we've been through. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if someone can get him from me, then he was never really mine. But
girl,
that's never going to happen.
Exactly. Talk about it.
That's my husband. Y'all don't. Yeah, please sit down.
I'm personally curious. Obviously, the last episode left us hanging on, could there be an addition to the family, right? That's for the next episode. But figuratively speaking, without giving anything away, you guys do have 7 kids together in a blended family. If you could have more children, or if you were planning to, are we looking at 10? Like, what's the number? What is
I mean, I feel like Michael and I feel like once you get to 7, I mean, like 8, 9, 10, 11 is just, it's like, I mean, there's no difference. I mean, once you get to 7, I feel like Michael and I, we got together later in life. So I feel like if we're going to have kids and we're going to have more than one kid, they're going to be coming soon. It's because, I'm 35 years old and, time is ticking.
Yeah.
I feel like we're the type of couple that's more like leave it in God's hands. If we get pregnant, we get pregnant again and again, and we get pregnant again and again. We're not the type of people who don't take care of our children. Like, I mean, even from prison, Michael was very active in his children's lives. I'm a single mom. I've been extremely active in all 3 of my children's lives. So, I feel like whatever God gives us, we're definitely going to be able to handle and do well.
Okay. Now, I couldn't have Justine on and not ask about these matching outfits. Okay. Because I saw the last outfit you had. You had some J's on. I think it was the black bodysuit with like the red piping. And I like told my boyfriend, I was like, that looks actually like I'm gonna need to find that. And then we're gonna have to find something for you. But I want to see, like, obviously with Michael and all the kids in matching. Do y'all do that? Have y'all done that yet? Like, gone on vacation, did the matching outfits, or?
You know what? We haven't yet, but we haven't got the opportunity to go on a family vacation yet with us and all the children. He was on that 90-day stipulation where he had to stay in the state. So that just got lifted at the beginning of this month. So we haven't really had that opportunity yet, but I definitely know this summer, it's time to get away. It's time to have that put the phone down time with the kids and just really enjoy ourselves, but definitely going to be matching for sure. Like, yes, I'm that type of mom where I'm like, okay, I'm going out. I'm going to get my Cricut. We are going to have matching everything. Like, that's just how I am.
And I love that you have a Cricut, because I just went to Disney and I'm just picturing you guys, like, if you do go to Disney or anywhere, like, everybody has their own little character.
Absolutely. Everyone's gonna have all the gear, the ears, the matching luggage. Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt. I've already been planning it.
So tell me, a lot of fans, they do want to know, in real life, are you close with any of the other couples on this season? No,
Michael and I were busy booked and busy. We have no time for like friends in our own regular circle. You know what I mean? It's just him and I and the kids. So no, we're not close or anything like that. It's nothing personal. It's just we're
You guys
busy
need
here.
to, like, they should do like reunions for that show. Like you
Yeah,
guys
that
haven't
would
even met
that
each
would be
other,
fun.
have you? Yeah.
No, no.
Oh my gosh. Well, I can't. Well, even though you're not close with them, as you've been watching the shows as they come out, is there any one story who you're like really invested in? Like any couple story other than your guys' own that you're like, oh my God.
You
I
know,
think,
like I wouldn't say necessarily like a whole storyline that I'm invested in, but there were moments throughout, throughout the season that I thought were amazing moments. And one of those moments was last episode, where Gabby was extremely vulnerable with story, and she was extremely relatable. And I gave her so many props on just being strong enough to get out there and tell her story and, bring awareness to the situation that a lot of us women go through behind closed doors. I was proud of her for that. I think that at the beginning of the season, watching her, she may have came off maybe misunderstood or young or maybe on the wrong track or something like that. But by the end of the season and what I seen last week, I give her a lot of credit, and, I stand with her.
Yeah. I think a lot of people towards the beginning, the way, I'm not going to blame it on editing, but just some of the, sound bites she's had, people are like, what is going on with this girl? But like last episode, like you said, we saw a different side of her. So
absolutely. And, editing is definitely a part of things, because there's been times where I'm like, wait, what the hell? Where'd that come from? Like with me, I'm like, I didn't that. That's crazy. Or like sometimes like, we'll be asked a question and we'll give the answer to it, and then they'll like that answer for something else. Yeah. So, it just, sometimes things just get jumbled and mumbled around, but, editing can be a bitch at times.
So now that we've caught up with you, we know that you're going to be on Life After Lockup. I know you shared that you and Michael are going to start a YouTube channel, correct?
Yes. Okay. We're in the process of starting that. Yes.
Then obviously he has his music career. So what is everything going on in Justine and Michael's world coming up? What's happening?
So we have the YouTube channel that's just getting started. So we're working on that. I have a podcast of my own that's going to be coming out. I'm working on a swimwear line that will be coming out around the end of beginning of spring, like May area, just in time for, summer and whatnot. Let's see. Michael is going to be bringing out an album that he's been working extremely hard on. Let's see. Like I said, his song came out last Friday. It's called I Don't Care. It's on all platforms. Everyone needs to go download it. It's doing amazing. There's going to be visuals that are coming out for that. We're in the process of looking to buy a house. On this upcoming season, you'll see us kind of out to where we're looking, and we'll do some house hunting and stuff like that out there. So you'll get to be a part of that. And we have a couple other good things coming along.
Yeah. A couple good things, surprises. I do want to say, because since I do work in hip hop, I work in radio. So Michael, he's on probation for 20 years. Is that correct?
Correct. That is correct.
That means he has to stay in the state, or no? He can leave now.
No, he doesn't have to stay in the state. That just basically means like you fuck up or you do something. No, this is what the time that you have hanging over your head.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So him being, you guys live in Rhode Island or Pennsylvania?
We're in Pennsylvania.
So him being out there, obviously Philly's a big hip hop town. Does he want to move, or does he feel like his career is taken off? It's fine here. Does he want to go to New York, LA, somewhere else, Atlanta?
Oh, no, we're definitely leaving Pennsylvania, because see where we are in Pennsylvania, we're right between Philly and Pittsburgh. We're in like a little town on a mountain, because his jail was just on a mountain somewhere random.
Yeah.
So I live in like a completely random town. Yes, completely random. Yeah. And I'm 3 hours from Philly and about an hour and 45 minutes from Pittsburgh. So moving is definitely what we're doing. We're not staying here. This is not the place for us. It was very good to me why I was here by myself. It was a safe town. I was able to raise the kids with no issue. It was a good place for him to come and parole home to. But this is not where we're putting down our roots. This isn't where we're, no, definitely not. No.
Any cities any cities that you would like to live in, like that you threw out there?
That's coming up. I mean, that's coming up this season. You'll
Dude,
see all
okay.
that. You'll actually see us go to where we're moving. And
Okay.
yes, we'll go into a movie. But if I could ever really pick a place, I mean, I'm always gonna think like Rhode Island, only because that's where my mother is, that's where his children are, that's where my grandmother is, that's where his grandmother is. So we have a lot of family there. And it's been hard being 7.5 hours away from, my family, my grandmother especially, she just went through chemo over the summer. So it was very hard being away, and it was hard getting married and she couldn't be there. There was a lot of that. But I also know that Rhode Island would be a step back for us as a family,
Yeah.
not where we are anymore. And we can always visit.
Listen, I'll put my 2 cents in. Just come visit Houston. I don't know if you guys been to Texas, but